Nigeria. I am Becky Madujemu. It's a pleasure to host you on Newsline. You know, just like you, I look forward to the day when we won't have to talk about coronavirus. We hope that day comes pretty soon. But for now, we must protect ourselves. About the program, some of our stories this week are delightful, a signal that life is gradually returning to normal, even with the restrictions still in place. We have weddings, I'm sure you have missed those. We also have several recent celebrations from the private and corporate wards. And as for human angle stories, you'll meet a set of twins from a unique lineage. They are far from average and you are bound to love them. Then a comprehensive look at breastfeeding and its overwhelming benefits for babies will be presented. But in contrast are gory tales of the unexpected. A fight between a married couple over 2,000 naira ends in death, among others. For now, I will step back for the news by Claire Adelabu Abdulrazak, who, by the way, is looking good as always.
Becky, thank you. What can we do? We strive to stay positive in spite of the sad stories emanating from COVID-19. But let's get on with the news here in Abuja, and we begin from the Northeast, where a second meeting of the Northeast Governors Forum has ended in Maiduguri with a resolve to, among other things, work with the federal government to tackle security challenges bedeviling the region, as well as produce a comprehensive strategic master plan to ensure sustainable development in collaboration with the Northeast Development Commission. Mohammed Kuni reports.
The meeting by the Forum of Northeast Governors was a follow-up to the first one held in March this year in Gombe, hosted by Governor Inuwa Yahaya. Present at the Maiduguri meeting were governors of Adamawa, Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, Bauchi Bala Mohammed, and Gombe Mohammed Inuwa Yahaya, while Taraba and Yobe were represented by their deputy governors. Chairman Borno State Governor Professor Wagana Umara had laid emphasis on security challenges facing the region, problems of unemployment, over-dependence on federal allocation, and how to move the region forward. The governors, in addition to discussing security and development issues, also received presentation from the Northeast Development Commission, Lafarge Ashaka, the NNPC, the Zone 15 Nigerian Police Force, and the Nigerian Army. Before the Maiduguri meeting, a technical committee comprising secretaries of government from the 6 states and focal persons from the Northeast Development Commission had deliberated for 4 days to come up with an agenda. As part of the 11-point communique issued at the end of Maiduguri deliberations, Borno State Governor Professor Wagana Umara was nominated as chairman to lead for 2 years, with Maiduguri as headquarters. The forum had urged the federal government to support the armed forces and the Nigerian police with modern military hardware and manpower to secure the zone and defeat the insurgents.
The forum pledged to work together to foster regional integration, growth and development, especially in exploitation of its oil and gas potentials, mineral resources, agriculture and industrialization. The forum called on the federal government to revoke selected roads contracts awarded by Federal Ministry of Works for years without progress and re-award them to more competent contractors and firms to ensure timely completion.
The next meeting comes up on the 7th November 2020 in Yola, Adamawa State. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Kuni, NTA News.
And from Kaduna State comes a report that President Muhammadu Buhari has nudged cadets of the Direct Short Service Course 29 of the Nigerian Air Force to be resolute in their commitment towards protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria. This is contained in his message to the passing out cadets in Kaduna. Abdullahi Mohammed tells us more.
Orders, precision, discipline and agility, the symptoms of a world-class military training which these young cadets of the Nigerian Air Force underwent in the last 6 months. The arrival of the reviewing officer in a Scottish manner set the ball rolling for the passing out parade. Inspection of the parade by the Chief of Defense Staff in place of Mr. President and a challenge to the officers to go the extra mile in the discharge of their responsibility.
I expect that you will do your best to further enhance Nigerian Air Force efforts towards boosting quality health care for personnel.
The 114 cadets who passed out comprise of professionals in the field of human and animal medicine, nursing as well as logistics. They were subsequently adorned with their ranks and set for a new vista in their lives after taking an oath of allegiance. In Kaduna, Abdullahi Muhammad, NTA News.
And the National Assembly has acknowledged the anti-banditry operations of the military in the northwest zone of the country. Senate Committee on Army noted the efforts during an oversight on the Nigerian Army super camp in Faskari, Katsina State. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa was there.
Case of bandits, kidnappers and cattle rustlers disrupting socio-economic life in the northwest geopolitical zone of the country has forced the military to delve into internal security to stem the tide. Exercise Sahel Sanity, organized by the Nigerian Army, which later transformed to real-time security operation, is one of such that is said to have recorded a lot of success. This has prompted the Senate and House of Representatives Committees on Army to embark on fact-finding mission to the Nigerian Army Super Camp 4 Faskari in Katsina State. Chairman of the committees, Senator Muhammad Ali Ndume and Abdurazak Namdas, were briefed on some of the achievements of the ongoing operation that includes the rescue of 48 kidnapped victims, elimination of 81, and arrest of 78 bandits.
The Army has done a good job.
Armed with first-hand information, the legislators expressed their opinions on the operations to the media.
I am very confident that this issue of banditry in the northwest is almost now a history.
For just a month, I think the Nigerian Army has recorded a lot of successes.
The special advisor to the Katsina State Governor on security was on a similar mission to the camp, where he pledged that the state government will continue to support the efforts of the military.
The security operations deserve commendation, deserve applause, and we are mobilizing members of the public to come to the aid of the military by giving them information. They should not shield the criminals.
The lawmakers also commended the high level of ingenuity in the Nigerian Army and promised to improve funding to the military from the Nigerian Army Super Camp 4 in Faskari, Katsina State. Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And coronavirus cases in the United States exceed 5 million, and that's as fire kills 11 patients in southern India's COVID-19 facility. Joyce Umeto brings us COVID-19 update from around the world.
Nigeria has continued to report less than 500 daily coronavirus infections in the past 1 week. Contrary to speculations that Nigeria has started flattening the curve, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and CDC on Wednesday said the country has not yet attained its peak, as new infections being witnessed currently is a result of decline in the number of samples collected in the country. Latest statistics released by the NCDC reveal that Nigeria has 46,140 cases, 33,044 treated and discharged, while 942 fatalities are recorded. A review of daily reports by the health agency show a total of 12,957 patients were discharged in the outgone week, as against the 3,139 reported in the previous week. Unfortunately, 59 new fatalities were recorded as opposed to the 27 registered in the preceding week, while a cumulative sum of 2,603 cases were recorded. Africa as a whole now records 1,040,712 cases, 23,023 fatalities, and 724,875 recoveries. Worldwide statistics by Worldometer as at 6 p.m. show that the virus has killed 731,148 persons and infected 19,898,776. In other developments, the United States has set a grim record for coronavirus cases, with more than 5 million people infected. And And Brazil has recorded more than 100,000 COVID-19 deaths, the world's second highest figure. The virus killed 50,000 people in 3 months, but that number doubled in just 50 days. On a sad note, at least 11 coronavirus patients have been killed by a fire at a southern Indian hotel being used as a COVID-19 facility. And that's it from here. I am Joyce Ometu.
And let's continue to protect ourselves from COVID-19 pandemic. To other stories now, as a sure way to achieving food security, the federal government has stressed the need to revive moribund agricultural facilities across the country. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Sabo Nanono, noted this during the distribution of agricultural palliative to farmers in Imo State. Kate Osonwa has details.
Determined to alleviate their plight and ensure food security, the federal government is reaching out to farmers in Imo State through this distribution of COVID-19 agricultural palliative.
The good thing that is happening in Imo State today. We need that silos to be functional in Okigwe.
The distribution of the COVID-19 agricultural palliative is one of the measures being adopted by the federal government to end the food shortage.
The various input for distribution to farmers as part of my minister's measure to mitigate the effect of COVID on food production in the country.
Agriculture. This involves why our shared authority established a University of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences.
The agricultural inputs to be distributed to members across the 27 local government areas in Owerri. Kate Osonwa, NTA News.
Let's turn attention to health matters, and the federal government is working to develop and modernize blood transfusion service in Nigeria to be spearheaded by a blood service commission, which will operate as a ready blood reserve for the country. Minister of Health, Dr. Osage Hanire, said this at the annual strategic health meeting with National Blood Transfusion Service. Basi Itaikpan was there.
The importance of blood transfusion service in the health system of a country cannot be overemphasized, as it would reduce the high rates of mortality during childbirth.
A number of people are looking for blood transfusion. Where are you going to get it? So if you have a strategic reserve, you have somewhere where you can reach into and be able to take care of mass catastrophe, mass disaster. Good idea.
The National Coordinator, National Blood Transfusion Service, shared the challenges and prospects of the service.
Nigerians to voluntarily donate blood. We want to make sure that we have 1 million pints of safe blood reserved at any point in time, and this safe blood can be called upon by the Minister of Health or the President when there's a crisis.
Commercialization of the blood service industry also came to the fore, with the hope that with the population of young people, the country has a pool of donors that will meet global demand for blood, and the commission would be self-sustaining but highly revenue-generating. Basi Taipang, NTA News.
And the national body of Nigerian Medical Association has condemned the Enugu State branch election that took place recently for being marred with crisis. Haman Jabani reports that a 3-man committee has been set up to investigate the causes.
On the 6th of August, Enugu State branch election of Nigerian Medical Association was disrupted by thugs that resulted in bloody harm inflicted on many of its members. The national body says it does not reflect the behavior and attitudes of the Nigerian doctors.
While the association appreciates the passion of members and the desire to be actively involved in its activities, including the electoral process across the country, it is instructive to know that as the foremost professional body, we will not tolerate any act of violence and ugly behaviors in whatever form, and therefore what happened in Enugu is totally condemned in its entirety.
To address the situation, a 3-man fact-finding committee was set up to, among other things, investigate the immediate and remote causes that led to the disruption of the 2020 Enugu State NMA election, identify those involved in the disruption, and recommend actions to be taken to avoid future occurrence. The committee has 2 weeks to submit its report. The body, however, commended the peaceful elections in the over 20 states where elections were conducted and apologized for the situation in Enugu State branch election. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
And ahead of the September 19 governorship election in Edo State, the All Progressives Congress is excited by the massive turnout of supporters during the flag-off of the party's governorship campaign train in the state. Abubakar Usman Akwanga tells us more.
The APC, in a statement by its Deputy National Publicity Secretary Yekini Nabena, says Edo electorate has sent a clear message on the governor's direction of the state, a progressive one which puts the people's welfare and interest first. The party particularly thanks the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewaye II, for the very warm reception and hospitality His Royal Majesty extended to the party's leaders during the courtesy visit to the palace. The statement also expressed gratitude to President Muhammadu Buhari for endorsing the APC governorship candidate, Pastor Osage Izeyamo, and charged the APC leadership to embark on issue-based campaign and win Edo State governorship election using all legal and constitutional means by avoiding the pitfalls that affected the party's victory in Rivers, Zamfara, and Bayelsa states during and after the 2019 elections. This the APC promised to achieve with a new and positive party disposition under the Governor Mimala Buni-led APC caretaker committee, while promoting Pastor Osage Izeyamo's 6-point agenda of security, infrastructural development, manpower development, public-private partnership, leadership and employment creation. Meanwhile, Director General of the Progressive Governors Forum, Lukman Mohammed, has appealed to the patriotic Nigerians and stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress to support the Mimala Buni-led caretaker committee. In a statement, the Progressive Governors Forum's DG says APC is the only political party with the potential of promoting progressive politics in Nigeria and wants measures that will promote seamless political contest within the party as a way to promote healthy political contest. As the APC moves towards having a national convention to elect new leaders, now is the time to collectively transform the party into a masses-oriented one with expanded membership, developing relationship with organized interest groups. Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Right, you may have noticed the absence of visual clips in that report, and that's because NTA observed the non-compliance with COVID-19 safety protocols, and we sincerely apologize for that. Let's bring you a sports update now, and Juventus promotes under 23 coach to main team. Amanzi Marcos tells us more.
Juventus goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon has wished his former Italy teammate and new boss Andrea Pirlo good luck after his promotion as Juventus manager. He signed a 2-year contract and was named the club's under-23 manager on the 30th of July, less than a fortnight ago, replacing Maurizio Sarri, sacked after a round of 16 ouster in the UEFA Champions League. Juventus chief football officer Fabio Paratici revealed the appointment was based on the belief that Pirlo has what it takes to lead from his debut on the bench, an expert and talented squad to pursue success. We also believe he is predestined for greatness. In tennis, 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams has added the French Open to her schedules for this year after last competing in the Fed Cup in February. As part of plans towards winning her 24th major at the August 31 to September 13 US Open, Serena Williams is set to play in the WTA Top Seed Open in Kentucky this week with staying safe from coronavirus in her mind. I have like 50 masks that I travel with. I am super careful with what I've been doing, and everyone in the Serena bubble is really protected, she said. Defending champion Rafael Nadal and Nick Kyrgios have withdrawn from the US Open due to COVID-19, and so have the women's world number 1 Ashley Barty and the number 2 Simona Halep, amongst others. The sports update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari condoles with Nigerians at home and abroad over the demise of Dakpo Williams, a prominent member of Nigerian UK diaspora group. Sympathizing with family and friends of the deceased, President Buhari recalls his meeting with Dr. Williams earlier in the year when he says the deceased's passion and deep commitment to Nigeria was expressed at a town hall meeting with Nigerian professionals in the United Kingdom, saying it is sad to lose such a hopeful ebullient soul so soon. President Buhari notes that Dr. Williams was a leader and pioneer of Nigerian think tank group and a staunch member of the All Progressives Congress, as well as Buhari Campaign Organization in the UK. And also the chairman, CEO, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NITCOM, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has described the death of Dr. Dakpo Williams as an irreparable loss to his family, Nigeria and UK communities. In a condolence message, Dabiri Erewa adds that Dr. Williams was a quintessential gentleman, a worthy patriot and highly respected leader in the UK Nigerian diaspora community, as well as in Nigeria. The NITCOM board says Williams was an agent of change in all facets of life and humanity, and he was the pioneer chairman of Nigerian think tank group NTTJ. Dabiri Erewa prayed God to give his family and friends the fortitude to bear the irreplaceable loss and grant him eternal rest. And the remains of a PDP chieftain and former senator representing Ogun East Senatorial District at the 8th National Assembly, Prince Boroji Kashamu, have been laid to rest at his Ijebu residence in Ogun State. Correspondent Joel Bukwola reports that Ogun State Governor Prince Dakpo Abiodun was among sympathizers who paid glowing tributes to the late philanthropist. We do apologize once again for the non-compliance with the physical distance protocol, you may say, in this report.
Many residents of Ijebu are still in shock following the demise of Prince Boroji Kashamu, a man political associate described as the grandmaster of grassroots politics who identified with the masses. His wife, family members and political associates in the People's Democratic Party and beyond are still in shock. The family tried as much as possible to make the funeral a private affair, but residents eager to catch a glimpse of the late senator's body waited to pay their last respects. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakpo Abiodun would describe the demise of Senator Boroji Kashamu as one death too many, noted that his political legacy will remain in the annals of history.
We offer our deepest condolences on behalf of myself, my family, government of the state.
His running mate in the last governorship election, Dr. Ruben Abati, and other political associates showered encomiums on him for his poverty alleviation initiative, which he championed through his Omoilu Foundation.
Dr. Boroji Kashamu was a grassroots person. He was a man who supported ordinary people, and I see a lot of underprivileged people who have been here.
In fact, when he was alive, I related very well with him. I never saw him as a PDP person. I just saw him as one of the citizens within the local government who wanted the best for the local government.
Born on the 19th of May 1958, late Senator Boroji Kashamu died at the age of 62 due to COVID-19 complications. From Ijebu, Joel Bukwola, NTA News.
And like Becky said earlier in the news, we look forward to the day when we won't have to talk about COVID-19. But in the meantime, NTA strictly advised that the COVID-19 safety protocols as directed by the PDF is strictly complied with. Now, the death has been announced of Tunde Oladapo, a former secretary of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Plateau State Chapter. He died on Saturday, the 1st of August 2020. Oladapo was also senior special advisor on Yoruba affairs to the immediate past governor of Plateau State, Dr. Jonah Jang, and until his death, he was the secretary League of Veteran Journalists, Plateau State Branch. He'll be buried in Jos after a funeral service at Ekwa Church on Saturday, August 15, 2020. He is survived by his wife, 2 children, and other relations. All right, you do know that rape is evil, and we must collectively work to stop the trend in Nigeria. So to be a star, stand with us, connect with NTA, and be responsible. Becky will be back with intriguing stories after these messages. Don't go away.
Plenty, Nana, because I get glue too. That make me the talk. Please, I be not be so. All right. Don't be say I won't talk plenty. Una no say I know they lie. You see this glow? If you get them, una no go even Una go just they talk, they go because it's not there.
Enjoy international calls from as low as 40 kobo per second from Nigeria to the world. Call your loved ones today.
Thank you, my sister. You do well, eh?
Glow Unlimited.
Like a bird needs wings to fly, you need skills to be productive. No matter the level of your education, ITF can train you to acquire skills in areas like mechatronics, metal machining, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, information and communication technology, ICT, culinary art, and agriculture. Acquire a skill and transform yourself from being unemployed to becoming even an employer. Be a valuable Nigerian youth. Say no to unemployment and poverty.
I'll spread my wings and fly so high. I'll reach for the stars, yeah, it's time.
Industrial Training Fund, developing the nation's human resource.
We dey catchy feelings, we dey cry.
Amaka,
try. If you do better thing, you thrive, more.
Leave that house now.
Stay where you are. You are going nowhere.
For blockbuster movies like this, series and much more, download the Airtel TV app.
Mr. Announcer, you not tell them say this film is still there on top of fire. And you say me, we still the shoot, so.
Download the Airtel TV app from Apple and Android Play Store. Enjoy for 7 days data free. Airtel TV by Airtel, the smartphone network.
In these uncertain times, one thing's certain. We're in this together. So Clean Protect, the antibacterial detergent that removes 99.9% dirt while it cleans. Because germ-free clean is the real clean that we all need. Do your best to protect your family. So Clean Protect.
Welcome back. I'm glad you stayed. And now to our stories. An avoidable tragedy recently occurred in Mohata community, a suburb of Kaduna metropolis. It was a domestic dispute between a man and his wife. The disagreement, which had to do with a modest amount of 2,000 naira, degenerated to a level where one killed the other. Maxwell Achari will narrate the full story.
A beautiful and promising morning in Mahuta, a suburb of Kaduna metropolis popularly called Crocodile City. The day came with no premonition for bad omen to Zayanatu and her 4 siblings who woke up healthy and hearty in the morning and went over to check on their mother as part of their routine morning schedules. Arriving at her abode, lo and behold, they met a lifeless body with rope tied around her neck. Their father, Nuhu Ibrahim, who shares room with the mother, was nowhere to be found.
Nuhu
Ibrahim works in this house as a security guard for almost 3 years now, with the house still under construction. He lives here with his wife while the children put up in the main building for conveniences.
Somebody called me, say I should come. There is something that is happening in my house. I said, well, they say I should come. When I come, so I saw, they say she is dead. I said, what happened? They said, they don't know. They saw rope in her neck. That is all what I know.
As we reached there,
the doctors, they finished their own investigation. They discovered that yes, she is already dead. From there, the deputy governor said that they should give the corpse to the mortuary before they finish their investigation.
Sanusi Ibrahim, a family friend of the Nuhus, says the previous day he had to settle a heated dispute between the couple. The husband owed the wife 2,000 naira, and her demand for settlement of the debt led to the dispute.
So she asked him about that 2,000. I am the one that cooled her down to say, because she want to travel for Salah, for village. I say, from that yesterday to Thursday, there is distance, so that she should be patient. Before that day, he will get the money and give her back.
We don't have anything now to do. The man that did that thing already run. How we go see him? If we not see him now, we go catch him now? Nobody.
Currently, the suspect is at large. Efforts is being intensified to arrest him so that the police will do the needful.
As it turns out, these little kids have no choice at the moment but to relocate to relatives for upkeep, as their mother is gone and the whereabouts of their father so far remains unknown.
Feel sad for the kids. Now you see why taming your temper is very important. And he found he's sure going to get the ultimate punishment for the crime. Next up, a 28-year-old man is in police net for committing a crime most people still can't comprehend. Annie Daniels will tell us what he did and what the law says.
Nduka Anyanwu is a 28-year-old motor mechanic who until recently was believed to be a very good family friend and prophet to a family of 10. Then, something happened. We were told you slept with 2 sisters and you got them pregnant.
It's because of they used to stay in my house and they ate my house and they, that one used to dress, used to open on my body and used to come close to me very well.
You heard right. Nduka Anyanwu defiled his best friend's 13-year-old daughter. Ndoka did not stop at that. He switched over to the older sister, who is just 17 years old.
She used to go and come back. She used to spend weeks, spend months.
So which means her parents were aware she was sleeping with you?
They know they used to sleep with me. I want to marry a girl.
They were all virgins?
They were all virgins.
And in fact, it was the 13 years that really made us to have an insight on what actually transpired between them and Mr. Ndoka. He said when Ndoka first defiled her, she told the mother. When he told the father said that's their business.
To him, it's just, no, this is a friend. We can just resolve this matter. Well, since they are two, we can that they can abort that of the younger one. Let the man marry the older one.
So, what has the father of the victims got to say?
I asked him, do you touch these children as they come to your house? He will tell me, no, he's not touching them. So if he want to talk to them and call them and whisper for their ear, doesn't mean that it's offense. I think it's not offense.
He makes a startling revelation.
Everything happening inside the compound, even how they are attacking me, he will come and tell me.
So he sees visions for you?
At times he will stay inside a house and saw something. He said they manipulated something against the twins. And he will come and pray that thing will come out. And he said that God wants you to marry inside my house. He wants to be one of my house, one of us inside this house.
I heard you were trying to conceal the case. You don't want anybody to know that Ndoka defiled and impregnated your daughters.
Your enemy is who is living with you. Not that the people, not that they will come and help you to do something or to help you to talk. They will come and mock you. Focusing on the snapping picture, posting it to internet.
These children have rights and you must obey it. And Lagos State government and even the Inspector General of Police and the Commissioner of Police, they are not taking easy on sexual offences against against women and domestic violence.
The suspect also denies ever being a pastor.
No, I'm not a pastor. I'm not a pastor. I repair motor. I work at Ladipo before. Now I'm working under missionary, a church, yes. So I repair the motor.
One last word from the police spokesperson.
Believe you me, that kind of a man will still sleep with her own daughter, which is why also we encourage people not to think of settling such issues. Think of the interest of those kids more than the interest of those your friends or family members that you are protecting.
The police PRO spoke well, and the fate of the suspects will be decided by the law, and we intend to carry you along. Now, during the week, we reported the death of 6 young girls and a pregnant woman in a salon on the eve of the Eid al-Kabir celebration in Rijau local government area of Niger State. Early speculations hinted that toxic fumes from a power generator was responsible for the multiple deaths. Mukhtar Abubakar Wubu, however, reports that suspicion from certain quarters may demand further investigations.
Taye Abdurazak, 14-year-old Fauzia Tajuddin and 4 others visited the hairdressing shop of Madam Rashidat Abdul Hafiz on the eve of Eid al-Kabir celebration to look beautiful on Salah Day. But unfortunately, they both did not witness the festival as their lives were cut short in an unknown circumstance. The uncertain situation has taken another dimension as the person who was the last to leave the hairdressing shop and incidentally a younger brother to 2 of the victims, Taye Abdurazak and Kabira Abdurazak, speaks out. Habibu Abdurazak narrates that alongside late Kabira, he visited the shop at about 12 midnight at the time when the shop's generator ran out of fuel, adding that he was asked to take it inside the shop while they used local lamp and headlamp for the hairdressing. While late Kabira decided to stay with their older sister, he went back home with a message from late Taye to bring her some things in the morning. When I went back in the morning, I met another victim's relative calling a mobile phone, which was ringing from inside the salon. I then picked and saw them lying down. Similarly, Hamdat Jimo, a grandmother to one of the victims, Fauzia Tajuddin, who also bathed the dead body of the hairdresser, says the bruises and cuts on some of the deceased bodies are evidence that something beyond the generator fume is behind their death.
All those that are conducted ritual baths have injuries on different parts of their bodies.
Similarly, the council chairman of Rijau local government area and the traditional ruler of the town are thinking in the same direction.
This issue only God knows. Up to now, we cannot blame anybody because the police are still on investigation.
I went there. I saw the dead women lying in different directions. I saw bleeding from the mouth.
In our earlier report of the tragedy, the General Hospital Tungamagaja said it took the intervention of the police to convey the dead bodies to the hospital as their relatives insisted on quick burial.
With the nature of the hospital here, there is no pathologist here. We don't normally carry autopsy. We don't have mortuary here.
Now that the bodies have been buried and the General Hospital Tungamagaja lacks the capacity to carry out autopsy on the bodies, what is next for the investigators?
Hospital is yet to communicate to us as regards to that or otherwise. We just have to wait for their official response. They have to communicate to us officially so that we know the next line of action.
Kahinde Abdurazak, a twin sister to late Taye after sighting the dead body of her sister and other corpses, will neither speak nor identify anybody. Even if it is concluded that generator fume is responsible for the death, why would all the 7 victims collapse same time with no one around to help the situation?
Loose ends are obviously waiting to be tied. We'll see what happens next. However, generator fumes kill spread the word to avoid touching stories. The next story is quite alarming. 3 underage girls in Benin City, Edo State are currently in the web of a female secret cult group known as Marine Fine Girls. Ooh. The group's mode of operation, especially during initiation of new members, includes coupling with multiple men in one night. The suspects confessed to the crime at the Edo State Police Command. Ifeoma Kafo reports. That report will come to you subsequently. Let's move on. It is usually regarded as double blessing to have twins in a family. Globally, they are considered special, especially identical twins. I mean, countless couples pray to have twins. Some even go as far as working towards it. Let's now join Abdullahi Garuba Birnin Kudu in Jigawa State, who stumbled on a set of twins that easily capture the attention of many due to their uniqueness.
Duse, the Jigawa State capital, is unique because of its rocky nature from where the town derives its name. But just few kilometers from the capital city lies one small community called Kachi. Newsline crew members' inquisitiveness attracted them to a grown-up set of identical twins, Saad and Saeed. You may wonder what is unusual about being twins. This set of twins is different for their antecedents. First, Saeed and Saad were given birth by twin parents. Having grown up to the age of marriage, they also got married to twins, and surprisingly, same day in 2014. And as God may have it, Saeed and Saad's family's first fruits of womb were twins as well.
We are very prominent for sure. We know there are many twins, but I can say we're the most prominent here in Duke. We're undergoing or observing our lifestyle as same. Usually we wear same clothes. When we are together, we used to move together, and for sure we are very popular and we know our people, of course.
Added to this, these twin brothers live in the same compound, attended same schools, read same courses, graduated same year, practiced same profession, and interestingly, and unless beyond their power, they share same table while eating at all times. One may wonder how life is when one of the twins is away. And have they ever had misunderstanding?
Yeah, definitely at times you may have different opinion, but that one is very rare because almost 98 to 99% of our abuse goes in the same hand. So we share almost the same view we are having, but very less, and we don't take it as serious as. So even if I have maybe just 1 to 5 minutes, it's over, and that one will not affect our daily activities as we are doing.
Yes, anytime we see Said and Saad, it's a thing of joy, and it is difficult to identify who is who.
Talking from medical perspective, a medical expert says twins giving birth to twins is not unusual, as birth is tied around genetic background.
As I said, now the diet of a population, use of drugs, then maternal age, all these, then family history, so there's a genetic component, have all been implicated in twinning, such that when a woman is a product from a family with twin births, the likelihood of having such is very high.
So when next you see twins, believe that there is historical family antecedent around them.
Well, as we leave Kachi village, one thing is clear, that the people of the town, predominantly farmers, are looking forward to days when they will have twins as well, because of the uniqueness and the interest they have from this set of twins, which are generational kind of twins in the town.
Amazing family. I would say they deserve a space in the World Book of Records, don't you think? Twins are beautiful. We covet them, don't we? Moving on, the Breastfeeding Week, which ended a few days ago, was a period to remind women, especially would-be and nursing mothers, of the nutritional benefits of exclusive breastfeeding for babies. Basi Ita Ikban will tell us the health advantages of this cost-effective method of feeding infants.
the most natural exchange in human existence. The mother introduces it to the infant at birth as the nature's best gift. The breast milk sustains the infant at birth. Even now, it is unmatched by anything science has ever produced. Yet, talking about it evokes some form of reservation among women. These respondents, as I found out when my camera lens beams focused on the matter, Sharifat Umar, a mother of 4, was however kind enough to lend me some time and experience.
No, to me it's good because though I feed well, I eat well. Instead of buying food, milk for them, I take it. They suck it from my breast, and they are so healthy.
Exclusive breastfeeding reduces the baby's risk of many illnesses and diseases. And for the mothers, breastfeeding helps the uterus to contract, therefore facilitating the healing process.
The World Breastfeeding Week is commemorated to draw attention to the inherent value of breastfeeding to infants. This year's edition, though reduced in physical activities due to COVID-19, still resonated with the messages with the Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's largest TV network, lending its voice in support of the clarion call.
We have been promoting baby-friendly hospital initiative and now baby-friendly initiative for the past 20 years and above. The whole idea is to ensure that work environment are also baby-friendly.
The public service broadcast station intervention is in line with its corporate social responsibility of creating awareness on national critical issues and bringing information to the doorstep of Nigerians. Statistics indicates that a mere 27% of lactating mothers breastfeed their children, creating a huge shortfall from the 50% set target.
Estimated 20,000 maternal deaths could be averted annually if optimal breastfeeding were practiced.
There is also a voice in government simulating a milk of understanding for nursing mothers in the workplace.
I'm using this opportunity once again to call on organizations at all levels to key into this initiative of setting up support facilities to working mothers. This is to ensure that nursing mothers who are working continue to breastfeed their babies even after resumption from maternity leave.
Tips on hygiene practices, especially in managing this peculiar time of COVID-19 pandemic, which thrives on human contact, were shared by stakeholders.
While this pandemic is still at early stage, the WHO recommends that all mothers, including those with suspected or confirmed COVID-19, be encouraged to initiate and continue breastfeeding their babies, while observing all necessary safety and hygiene precautions.
The 2020 theme is Support Breastfeeding for a Healthier Planet. Our grandmothers would simply say they have always been right all along.
They've been right all along talking about our forebears, and thanks for that informative piece, Basi. I'll pause here for a break. Do stay with us.
Sun is shining, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. And life is calling, time to live a new way. Activate your life, be who you want to be.
Start an active life with the power of vegetables and fruits. The goodness of fiber with no preservatives. Chivita Active. Be active. Do more.
Now.
What's your beautiful? My essence and my energy. My natural glow and my confidence. My freshness and fierceness.
My beautiful is being me.
Reveal your beautiful this beauty month with amazing discounts of up to 33% off select Nivea products in participating stores near you. Nivea, be you, be beautiful.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, still fresh, and still fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Taste is key and that's how we communicate. Taste love in every school. Mama, tasty mama, share the love we all together. I love my mama, taste love, mama, every school, mama, spread it. Mama, tasty mama, taste love in every school. I love my mama, taste love, mama, every school, mama, spread it.
Bama, taste love in every scoop.
And Kara shopping with the right place.
That one no fine.
No, nice.
No, it's too dull. This one.
Oh wow, it's beautiful.
Omo, this fabric. It go fade though.
Yeah.
Look, make I tell you something. The new area Ankara, it go take good care of it.
Not true.
And the price, cheap.
Try new Ariel on your Ankara and colors now.
Dangote bag of goodies.
Dangote is back again with Dangote Bag of Goodies Season 2. Spell and be a millionaire. In 16 weeks, 1,000 people will become millionaires. That's not all. Lots of amazing prizes to be won. From tricycle, motorcycle, television set, and many more. To win, buy any bag of Dangote cement that has Bag of Goodies written on it. Remove and scratch the cards you find inside. To win instant prizes like airtime, Dangote food packs, and many more. And keep the scratch card for the spell to win the star prize. Get on the cards to spell DANGOTE and be a millionaire. Redeem your prizes at Dangote Depot, regional offices, or selected wholesale outlets near you. Check newspapers and posters for more details. This promo starts July 15 to November 15, 2020. Dangote Bag of Goodies Season 2. Spell and be a millionaire. This year will still be great for you.
For our corporate stories, Stallion Auto Keke Limited, the new and executive distributor of Bajaj Auto and 3- and 4-wheeler in Nigeria, has flagged off the first Keke rally in Lagos. Annie Daniels has details.
Covering 5,000 kilometers.
For more than 50 years, Stallion Group has successfully navigated the Nigerian terrain and has made its mark on Nigerian economy. The company says its vision is to adopt global best practices and localize it to develop scalable, impactful, and sustainable business, committed to improving the socio-economic conditions of communities. The company has added to its fleet of 3-wheelers the new Baba Bajaj, which management of Stallion Group says is stronger, more durable, and runs faster.
Some more 5,000 kilometers, the first ever to happen. Stallion.
The new is Stallion, and new is the product which we have technically changed over a period of time where, we as a company, Bajaj, always take the feedback from the consumer and the riders. So based on the feedback from consumer and rider, Bajaj has done a lot of innovation and changes in the product. So this is a new product which we have recently received. This is readily available along with the spare parts and the service.
Stallion as a group employs more than 4,000 people directly and indirectly. Bajaj coming into the Stallion board is making it even more stronger. There are more number of employees which are getting added, giving employment to Nigerians because the vehicle is getting assembled here in Vaughan. It is getting assembled by the best engineers and technicians that Nigeria has, and we are proud that we bring employment and we bring service to people.
The Baba Bajaj Keke are manufactured in the company's state-of-the-art assembly plant in Lagos, and plans are on the way to introduce Bajaj Qute and Maxima Cargo brands, an eco-friendly and fuel-efficient means of transportation.
Intercity travel in cities like Lagos. These will be followed with the launch of Maximum Cargo, a robust, powerful load carrier for your small and medium business needs. Bajaj and Stallion.
First Bank Nigeria Limited has continued to improve on customers' satisfaction by leveraging on technology and innovations to promote a vibrant economic life. The bank demonstrated this at the 4th edition of its FinTech Summit geared towards harnessing digital discoveries from local and international sources. Lynn Leneke reports.
The 4th edition of the International Summit by First Bank Nigeria Limited is unique in many ways. This year's version was held on a virtual platform due to coronavirus pandemic with insightful interactions from representatives from the Nigerian financial, banking and technological landscapes. Serial entrepreneur and co-founder Love and Magic Company, Chinedu Echeruo, analyzed how blockchain and artificial intelligence will disrupt financial technology in Nigeria, providing a futuristic view of financial services with the endless impact of technological advancement.
The world is moving over to the understanding of data, because if you can understand data, you can understand patterns. If you can understand patterns, you can understand what something is and what will happen tomorrow.
Other discussants examined the implications of the deployment of these technologies to the banking system, associated risk and plans to deliver quality and seamless services to customers.
We have launched our digital lending products powered by AI. We built credit scoring algorithms and leveraging big data analytics and machine learning to assess and take credit decisions on our customers' loan requests in less than 90 seconds.
We will continue to embrace emergent fintech opportunities. We will persist in adopting the best technology and collaborating with the best partners to deliver value to our customers.
Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, First Bank Nigeria Limited said the bank is expanding its frontiers and deploying new capabilities to create new digital experiences.
With more than 60,000 First Money Agency Bank locations, we have to date processed over 320 million customers transactions worth over 6 trillion naira on the First Money Agent network as at the end of July.
First Bank Nigeria is the premier bank in West Africa and leading financial inclusion services provider in Nigeria for more than 120 years, with over 750 business locations spread across the country to serve its over 15 million customers.
Let's jump on the wedding train now. It's been so long, hasn't it? It's the joy of parents to see their children who have come of age get married and start a new home. And so it was for the families of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Grace Gekpe, and Pastor Daniel Eke when they witnessed the traditional marriage ceremony of their children, Francis and Grace. Justina Etim captured the event for Newsline.
It is a joyful day as the families of Gekpe and Eke come together to formalize their bond as in-laws, made possible by their children who have agreed to settle as husband and wife. As it is customary in Itigidi, Abi local government area of Cross River State, the native land of the bride and groom, a bride price of 60 naira is paid during the introduction, pending other obligations. With the ceremony proper at hand, the groom, accompanied by loved ones, makes his entry into the venue and takes a seat in anticipation of his bride. The groom's family negotiates with the traditional chairman for fulfillment of other requirements, and being satisfied, the bride, beautifully adorned, is ushered in. After seeking the consent of the bride, she is handed over to her new family, and the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Dickness Grace Gekpe, proudly danced with her new daughter-in-law, showcasing her to guests. The bride and groom speak of the qualities that endears them to each other.
We're classmates in secondary school. He's very godly. In fact, just that alone, I'm fine.
He's caring. He's respectful.
Experienced loved ones have this word of advice for the couple.
They don't have to call any third party when they have any challenge. They should always look up to God, and God will see them through every challenge of life.
They should continue loving one another, growing in love and humility in their home.
With the deal signed, sealed, and delivered, Francis and Grace performed their first task as man and wife.
Married life to the couple, all the best now and always. I hope this next story inspires you to go after your long life dreams, because it's never too late to better yourself. So Yemi Dalemo will introduce us to a 68-year-old man in Ado-Ekiti who sat for the 2020 UTME to qualify for admission into university. Amazingly, his ambition is to become a professor of science. Wow.
The story of Pa Gabriel Olaniwaju Akinyemi might not have been different from that of some elderly Nigerians who study at their old age, but his determination to study till he received the highest academic title of a professorship sounds interesting. The sexagenarian retired as a deputy court registrar in Ekiti State Judiciary in 2012 and enrolled into one of the secondary schools in the state and was admitted into the SS1 class. He mingled well with the little children, got promoted to SS3, and wrote the June-July diet of the National Examination Council, NECO, which he passed in 2017 with 8 credits in all his science-related subjects. Pa Gabriel Akinyemi wrote the 2020 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, seeking admission to study pharmacy in the university, but said would accept biochemistry in case his first choice was not given to him.
Old age is not a barrier to go further in education, in academic work. So far, the person is interested in it. To have something added to my name, that Mr. Akinyemi is no longer Mr. Akinyemi, is holding a PhD degree, and so on.
Ekiti State Coordinator of JAM, Mr. Abdurrahim, and a psychologist commends the ambitious and dogged determination of the man.
We were shocked when we met the appearance of the man. We interviewed the man. The man said he wanted to, now that he has seen genuity in JAM.
It's not feasible, it's not achievable. Even the retirement age for professor now is 70. I mean, because it gives you hope and makes you to be alive to achieve your dream. But you pursue it, and in the course of pursuing it, you have peace of mind.
The sexagenarian admission seeker warned his retired colleagues not to think they cannot pursue more goals in life after their retirement, saying education is truly to the end of one's life.
That should inspire countless others to live out their legit dreams. It's never too late to start. Next up, it wasn't too long ago that we shared the heartwarming story of how the Amasoma people of Bayelsa State showed practical love to a 95-year-old woman, Mama Tugbu Ere, by building a house with their hands, yes, with their hands for her. Glad to say the structure is complete and the landlady has moved in. Ebinimi Zitibiola, who visited Amasoma, takes the story from here.
Like a new bride, women of the community ushered Mama Tungbere Ponde, the 95-year-old widow from Ibenikiri, Amasoma, Bayelsa State, into a new home. The housewarming attracted well-wishers, including the Ibedanaway of Ogboin clan, King Owepa Jones Ere. He came to show gratitude to the initiators and contributors to the building.
Ado, nana unyi tarma pero, tobo, sele. Kamataba unto, koko mbrama pero.
Let Almighty Father help them as they are helping us as well.
I'm very, very happy. I appreciate the work the organization did, and you people should help others, not only our family.
It would be recalled that Mama Tungbore was living in an open space for 8 years when her humble abode was impacted by the 2012 great flood. Help came away when a pitiable living condition was brought to the fore.
We had only 270,000, but by faith we believe that this is something we must do for this woman. So the motivation is I want to help people. One. The second point is that I want to bring back that communal spirit.
Others should emulate what architect Efeke have done himself and his colleagues and all those that have contributed towards the success of this traditional building.
Let us look back and give it back to our mothers.
The heart is heartwarming compared to the growing trend where people are celebrated mostly in death.
Mama is very happy, and gratitude must go to the Amasoma people for the gesture. In the meantime, you will watch another set of commercials. More reports will come later. Stay with us.
Your hogs are a comfy place for dropping in, for lazing around, and hanging out. So we've designed our hugs to be just as comfy, with a super-absorbent cord to lock wetness away, and a soft, flexible waistband. Our most comfortable diaper keeps baby comfy at every angle. We'll never stop finding new ways to hug more like you. Huggies, your hugs inspire ours.
Childhood non-stop. Non-stop childhood. Let's go.
Oh, stop. They are germs. You'll fall sick. Daughter, why don't you stop them?
Mom, stopping the kids from playing stops the learning. That's why we stop the germs.
Indeed, Safeguard fights against germs. Safeguard removes 99% of germs.
Why don't you stop them? We have to stop. Not the kids, but...
Smooth, that's on everything. Smooth, 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 smooth. But how I do my thing, working like I'm buzzing, bet I'm bugging for the honey. But how I do my thing, smooth, that's on everything. Smooth, 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 smooth.
ICPC and NTA say you can help Nigeria to flatten the curve on COVID-19, just as you can help flatten the curve on corruption. Transparency, accountability, and integrity just as you follow health guidelines. Stay home with integrity and maintain your distance from corruption, just as you stay away from COVID-19 by maintaining social distance. Report every act of corruption corruption to ICPC just as you report COVID-19 to NCDC. Stay away from corruption. Stay safe from COVID-19. Report any act of corruption to ICPC on toll-free number 0800-2255-4272. This message is brought to you by ICPC and NTA.
Back. There is a special quality that makes certain individuals stand out. It's called integrity. In other words, living above board without compromising existing laws and values in the face of temptation. In military circles, they are termed a few good men. And in this next report, Naja'atu Tijani will give us a testament of integrity in the true sense of the word.
For every Nigerian who is viewed suspiciously, there is one that stands out, giving credence to the cultural values and norms which espouse the heart of the Nigerian people. One of such Nigerians who has not deviated from these values is Lieutenant Victor Agumbiade, a Nigerian in the diaspora who emigrated to Lake Crystal, Minnesota in the United States from Nigeria in 2007 and joined the United States Navy, where he has been serving for 12 years. The U.S. Navy hailed Agumbiade for demonstrating superior leadership while handling the largest cash disbursing office with $45 million in cash transactions. I was curious to find out about the roots of his integrity. Several young Nigerian men who had been implicated in such online scams. But now your commendation has come telling a different story. Could you give us a little background about that?
I think it has to do with the culture about how you view life. You know, growing up in Ijebu with the parents, my father was a teacher, and my mother was pretty much a home mother, you know, and they always put this value, you know, that what is not yours, you don't take it, and that is value with which they raised us, you know. I remember one day when I was a young boy, I went to borrow a friend's shoe to wear, and my mother had to make me to take off the shoe because it's not mine. So that was the extent to which she was very strict, making me understand that you only value what is your own. You place emphasis on your own self. People run for. This is what people kill somebody else for. Now I am entrusted. I'll be the one that will decide where the money goes, what the money is used for, what is done. And I felt that was a sacred honor, and I'm glad I was able to execute that.
So are you saying you were tempted? Because let me first of all ask this question. As a military officer, you are expected to be an officer and a gentleman, keeping the military tradition. So were you expected to deviate from this because you are a Nigerian?
I was not expected, but people do deviate, and I was never tempted because the money was not my own.
What message do you have to young people?
Diligence and dedication with faith in God as a word. It pays to have values. Do not let money define who you are.
So if one is tempted to do what is not right, just remember the likes of Lieutenant Agumbiade, who is a true Nigerian at heart.
both an officer and a gentleman deserving of honor. Next up, he got separated from his father at the tender age of 2. 20 years later, he decided to travel many hours to reunite with his dad. That journey changed the course of his story. Ingino John Adams completes the report.
He is in excruciating pains and therefore incapable of narrating his ordeal. 22-year-old Hassan Peter hails from Balanga local government area of Gombe State. His life took a downward spiral when he was only 2 years old after his parents got divorced. Thereafter, his father came to Lagos, leaving Hassan and his twin sister with their mother. The mother sooner remarried, and Hassan had to live with his grandmother. He subsequently had to drop out of school in JSS 1 when life became too tough. He had no choice but live from hand to mouth by working menial jobs. In January this year, Hassan decided to reunite with his father 20 years after separation. He embarked on the journey from Gombe to Lagos. Did he find his dad? Yes, he did, and was even granted bed and board. However, Hassan abandoned his father's home for the streets of Lagos. He alleges that maltreatment by other occupants of his father's house made him quit the home. It was while fending for himself in the streets that he got hit by a vehicle. For a week, Hassan was not medicated for injuries sustained. He says, while praying for death to come, a stranger came to his rescue.
I went and picked him on the 17th and brought him to here Federal Medical Center. We stayed here for 2 weeks before we now traced his people from Gombe. They now gave us the contact of the father, that the father is living here in Lagos.
And for the first time since his admission 6 weeks ago, his father is seeing him.
I feel bad because he's a human being.
The consultant in charge of Hassan's case speaks.
He has an open infected fracture of the left tibia and fibula, and the bones were already exposed and the part of the bone was dead. So in actual fact, he had a wound that was infected and he had bones that were already out, broken and dead. So because of that, the limb was shorter than the right by 5 cm.
So far, more than 1.3 million naira has been expended on treatment, and the bill is piling up. Hassan needs urgent financial assistance as his condition requires an extended stay in the hospital.
Hassan needs helpers. Please show some love by getting in touch with us. Now to the pandemic. One of the most effective personal protective equipment against coronavirus is the face mask. When out in public, the nose and mouth must be shielded from droplets. But trust Nigerians to note the vain angle to covering the bottom half of the face. They tend to ask women, what about your lipstick? I hope you didn't paint your mouth under that mask. Ha! Lipstick and pancake must be very cheap these days because no one needs them. Really? Well, Sandra Dorsey Akeme will tell us how women in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, are coping with the use of face mask and makeup.
Makeup has over the years remained a woman's best friend. This is so because daily she uses one form of makeup or the other. While some like their makeup heavy, others prefer it light or as the occasion calls for it. Makeup for some women is a must-wear item as they say it brings out their beauty.
As a lady, I don't feel confident most times due to the face mask. My makeup doesn't show if I wear the face mask.
The outbreak of coronavirus has forced people to use face masks as a protective tool against the virus. How do women now cope with the use of this all-important protective kit and makeup?
We need to protect our lives before any other thing can come into place. So our safety is paramount to our daily life. Makeup can come later.
So the only thing you can paint is your eyelashes. You can fix eyelashes and put eyeliner. But when you put lipstick to this face mask, it will rub, it will smell on it.
I just decide to come out clean without makeup, just my face like that.
Makeup artists advise that women should use products that can moisturize and hydrate without having effects on their faces, despite using face masks.
When you prime your face very well and the makeup is not too much, because the primer helps the face to dry off. If the makeup is dried on your face, despite the distraction on the face, as a result of the face mask, there will be no issue.
And lots of women get curious about how possible they can wear their face masks while carrying makeup on. Yes, I get it, it's hard putting on makeup because you know when you touch it, even with a tiny handkerchief, it might get dirty. But if you have a good face mask, it's not going to do that. And that's why you have to prep your face well to make your makeup last. Trust me, even when you're on heavy makeup, wearing face mask is important and essential, and it doesn't spoil your makeup in any way, not even your lipstick or lip gloss, whatever you are putting on. It has no effect on it, provided you gently wear it, not just rush and wear it normally. Just gently put it on.
They further advise that women must learn to strike a balance between wearing makeup and the use of face masks, as the latter still remains paramount in the fight against COVID-19.
You see, women will always find a way to stay fabulous, and I say this authoritatively. One more break for the road. See you shortly.
She cries. She cries in anguish and in pain. She bears the scourge of her grief. She toils in vain for justice and succumbs to silence. He gloats over his malady. Like a beast, he pounces with no remorse. Her cry means nothing. Her pain feeds her shame. Like an orphan, she's left to grieve in solitude. But no more will she cry in vain. Her adversaries will henceforth bear the brunt of their cruelty. Rape is evil. Rape is a plague, a pandemic of monumental consequences. We must unite and kick it out of our society.
Connect with NTA and stand against rape and rapists. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
The next report is about forgiveness. All religions preach it, and followers are admonished to always turn the other cheek. However, when slighted, betrayed, physically or mentally disrespected, some would rather seek revenge by bearing grudges, instituting the silent treatment, embarking on smear campaigns, and whatever petty scheme available, all in a bid to get even with the offender. What they fail to realize is that unresolved conflicts have disastrous consequences on individuals and the larger society. Sandra Duwese-Akeme again reports.
Wonderful, merciful Savior, precious Redeemer and friend.
To err, they say, is human, and to forgive is divine. Forgiveness means to pardon someone for wrong done or cancel a debt owed. The ability not to forgive is the practice of engaging in the thoughts of anger, vengeance, hate, and resentments that have unproductive outcomes. Chronic anger puts you to flight mode. That may result in numerous changes in mind, while forgiveness calms stress levels, leading to improved health.
When I realized that unforgiveness hinders me as a believer, I let it go. Because if I don't forgive, I can't pray to God.
I learned a lot from unforgiveness.
it gives you, in fact, it makes you not to be free for your life.
I've never have anybody in my mind that I cannot forgive. There is nothing on earth. I believe there is nothing that is beyond forgiveness, because even the Bible says it that we should forgive, because with malice in your heart, there is no way you pray and God will accept your prayer.
So as you don't forgive your fellow one, how will God Almighty forgive you? In response to painful emotions, one may react with hostility and desire to revenge, but research shows that when you do not forgive, it affects your psychological, mental, emotional, social, and physical damage on one's health.
What offense can any man give to you that you can say you can never forgive? If you don't forgive, how can God do forgive you? The Bible says, whatsoever a man sow, so shall it reap. If you don't forgive, when you sin too, don't expect God to forgive you.
You that reject to forgive, even Allah say, Allah tuhibuna an yaghfira Allahu lakum. Don't you want Allah to forgive you? So if you are asked to forgive, you should also forgive one another. He said, if you forgive, Allah will give you the reward of one who has forgiven.
The devil know if you forgive, you have opened door for yourself. So the devil always programs us in such a way that we can't forgive. And devil fight us with that. He brings us back to remind us of the past. Sometimes he brings the past to us. It makes us we feel that we should not forgive. But the truth of the matter is that as a child of God, we have to forgive every day of our life.
So as you forgive people for their wrongdoing, you also save yourself from the associated dangers of unforgiveness.
Yes, save yourself, because forgiveness is divine. That's Newsline this week. I hope you join us next Sunday for a greater outing. I leave you with this. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Good night and God bless Nigeria.